All right. We were more disappointed in these 2023 fall season animes than my parents were disappointed in me when I got an A- in school. All right. So today on Subculture TV, my name is Tyler.
I'm always Jess.
And I'm Chris, last time I checked.
Yeah. And pretty much like we said, we're going to be talking about some of the animes that disappointed us.
And it doesn't mean that it's bad.
Yeah.
It just means that we had higher expectations for it than we got.
Yeah, and if you're looking for anime recommendations, this is definitely not the right video.
No, it is not.
But we did have a video that should be up by now, which is just, our top animes for this fall 2023 season, which, again, I think there is quite a bit of. I like to be very, frank with this, that just because something is disappointing doesn't mean that I don't think it's watchable. I just think it's just something that I'm probably not going to watch.
Yeah.
Very fair.
Or if I fall behind on, it's fine.
Yeah, exactly. I'll get up to it eventually.
Yeah.
So let's go in terms of least controversial to most controversial.
Which one's the most controversial? Probably my take.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the least controversial, I think it has to be MF Ghost.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we watched the first 2 episodes when we were at Anime Expo.
First one.
Yeah. We didn't get to see them race there.
Yeah.
Remember they cut it
yeah.
off and they showed that fairy dumpling
So I
thing
think it was
after?
1.5 episodes, right? Because it cut off halfway into the second one or something.
Did it?
Yeah, because we didn't get to finish it. That was what everyone was complaining about.
Yeah.
So MF Ghost is just what's the name of the
Initial D.
Initial D.
D.
It's
Yeah.
just Akira.
Yeah.
We all the wrong anime. I was about to say 86, but it's an 86 Corolla, and I was like, not right. But it's a spin-off of Initial D. And as Jess would say, this is about the son of Speed Racer.
Listen, I was so close to being onto something.
Yeah, but it's a spin-off of Initial D. Essentially, in this world, they've moved over to electric cars, and they use older cars that fit a specific specification, but only for racing, and that's kind of what we have here. The person drives, fittingly, the new 86, which is just the FRS rebranded.
Yeah.
The new 86 Toyota, as opposed to, the old 86, which we got in the initial D. But so many problems to have with it. One, you know how there's people, so Rosario Vampire, the manga has very, decent drawing, but the anime, the animators went with their own style of drawing everything, and it looks doo-doo. Mm-hmm. This is
The opposite?
The opposite, but not because of the animators. It's because the animators decided to stay true to the mangaka, who, by the way, has the absolute worst drawings in the entire world. If you've seen any of his work, he literally, I'm convinced, because of how well he does the cars, I'm convinced he traces the cars. And then all he does is try to actually do his best to draw a person.
The thing is, he should just hire someone to draw the people.
Yeah.
He just doesn't have it.
It's something
so
that
bad.
you can't immerse in, because the whole thing is you have this girl who's supposed to be a very pretty girl.
And the guy who's supposed to be smoking, turning heads.
And she's like, I'm never gonna fall in love. I'm never gonna find someone that makes my heart throb. I just don't believe in love at first sight. Then you see this guy with this meh face, and then he goes, and she's like, oh my gosh, I'm in love with him. And then she has a secret of what she does for work, and then he is this racer that everyone knows is a racer, and then, surprise, they see each other. The thing is, it could be a good show if it just had a different animation.
So I don't know if anyone knows, when people draw animes these days, right? They give the eyes like lashes, and they they make it really nice. But back in the day when we were younger, when you drew anime eyes, you drew the little stick on top, the little stick on bottom, and then you put a little oval in there.
Yeah.
And that's the eyes that these characters have. It's insane.
It's honestly
We've gone back
even
in
worse.
time.
Yeah, it's the thing is, back in the day, you could find any anime ever done. Honestly, whatever anime you think has the worst animation possible, just watch this. I'm convinced this has actually decreased from initial D.
I wanna be clear. The animation is good. It's that the drawing style is bad because it's smooth. It goes from frame to frame very seamlessly. Like they move, like the cars go zoom. Like it's not the worst. It's
Except
just
for the way they walk.
Yeah.
but like I
You
wouldn't
know?
necessarily call that animation in terms of like not drawing style, but the actual frame by frame.
Yeah.
It's better than like let's say what's it called? 7 Deadly Sins. So you can't say it's the worst thing.
Yeah.
But the drawing style is straight up the worst thing.
It's really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really bad.
Yeah. Like the best thing is the cars, and that's it.
And there's not enough of it.
Yeah. Yeah. There's not enough of it in it for
being
me to like keep watching.
For
Yeah.
it being like a sequel to Initial D, there's not enough cars.
Maybe they should have made it a sequel to Speed Racer and it could have been better.
That's the crazy part. Speed Racer has better drawing.
Yeah. Which is sad.
Yeah.
Because that came out in like the 60s or something.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
All right. Second least controversial, I think has to go to Firefighter Daigo.
I'm so against you in this.
Yeah.
Because I get it. I get it, Jess. You don't like to see people that are service, whether it's military or anything,
Not true.
enjoying their life.
It's not true. It's Veterans Day. Don't say these things.
It's not Veterans Day.
It's not?
No,
It's
it's
tomorrow.
celebratory Veterans Day.
Today,
Hey.
Today's
hey,
a greater.
thank you for your service. This is when you say you're welcome.
You're welcome.
Fun fact, ex-Marine here.
Former.
Apparently, they don't like. Ex.
No. No, there is no such thing as an ex-Marine.
Former ex-Marine.
No.
Former ex-Marine here.
I'm back. I'm back. He's like,
Apparently-
I picked up Valorant again. I'm no longer an ex-Marine.
Oh my gosh.
They don't like being thanked for their service because it puts them in a weird spot where they don't
It
know what
sounds
to say.
conceited, doesn't it?
But like,
It's like me thanking you, right, for just doing a job that you normally do all the
okay,
time.
let's
but
role play. Do it.
someone going out of their way, right? Like, okay, for instance, like you did my website, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I praise you for like, Jess, thank you so much for my website.
I said
like,
you're fucking welcome. All right.
It's like
And
people.
honestly, can we talk about how you didn't thank me for the
I
website?
did.
Well, so you did do it then.
But I don't
Which is
praise
it,
you for it.
Chris?
I
Which
get it.
is it?
I get it. It's like when I get like a 1v5 ace and people are like, "Good job," and I'm like, I would say thanks, but it's what I have to do.
That's what
But you do say thank you most of the time.
That's because I'm a nice person, though.
Yeah.
Like,
No.
but I don't like saying. Like, it's weird when you know what I mean?
Like,
No,
what are you
because-
supposed to
no.
say?
Because there's
It doesn't
nothing
apply.
else to say.
No,
Yeah.
it doesn't apply
No.
because if you did a 1v5 clutch, right?
Yeah.
And we said thank you, you know what you would say?
Mm.
You'd be like, "You are welcome, you worthless piece." Yeah.
Plebes.
Like
Yeah.
you would have a response. In fact, I'm positive you want to be thanked.
Of course I do.
Exactly. So it doesn't apply. He wants to be thanked.
No. But I'm saying it's the same in that like there's the thing that's frustrating about it is there's only one response,
Yeah.
Which
There's-
is you're welcome.
which is you're like that's the only thing people want to hear. They don't want to hear anything else. They don't want to hear like they're not really interested in like hearing more of your stories.
No,
right?
because
They're
all
just
the
like, "Thank you.
stories
Bye."
are frightening. I don't care for it. He'll be like, "Oh yeah, we had a pillow fight. You know what that is, right?" And I'll be like, "No."
It's called-
And he'll be like,
Yeah.
"Well, it's what," and then it's just some gruesome
No,
act.
it's called a blanket party, Jess.
Okay.
Not a pillow fight.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like, yeah, after a hard day, we had a blanket party. And I'm
And
like,
we're like, "Cool," and he'll be like,
and I'm like, look, I
"No,
know,
we've moved on." We're like,
you
"Oh,
know?
cool," and then he goes, "You know what that is, right?" And I'm like, "Oh no, we've been dragged in."
Yeah.
They're never pleasant, Chris. It'd be different if you were like, "Yeah,"
But they're
and like
funny.
he patted me on the back, and it was just such a beautiful moment. It's never like that. It's like, "Oh yeah, we would catch these like what are those scorpion things that like burrow in your skin or something?"
Oh, camel spiders?
Oh yeah, he'll like just talk about camel spiders, and it's like
Hey, look, those are the most frightening things on earth. Okay,
I believe you. That's why I don't want to hear
but
about
they're
them.
really fun when you're bored in the desert to capture one and make them fight scorpions.
But see, these are the stories he tells.
Or
Now you see. Now you see.
My
the audience and I are in this together.
My favorite, he's like, oh, yeah, and when I got promoted, you have the pin.
The pinning ceremony.
And he's like, but there's like a pinning ceremony. And I'm like, oh, that's nice. So they hand you a pin. He's like, no, all the other like officers go up to you and you can't have the pin on your, like the pin back on it. And then they just hit it into you. And I'm like, friendly fire.
Blood in, blood out, man.
It's just, anyways, firefighter Daiko.
No, but I'm just saying, today is another great holiday. It's the Marine Corps birthday. 248 years. Taking names. Because I can't say that.
See, you can't say things like that. And then what am I supposed to say? See, now you put me in a weird
Happy
situation.
birthday.
Oh, so you want to be thanked?
For happy birthday. Not thank you for my service.
Oh, were you born there?
I'm a Marine. I was told day one of boot camp, it don't matter if you're rich, poor, white, yellow, black, green. Oh, sorry, because you are green. Because Marine Corps colors are green. So we're all green, and our birthdays are gone.
Wait, the Marine Corps colors are green?
Yeah.
I thought they were like red and blue.
No. It's one of the reasons why we say, dude, I just got the big. I could probably say it on here. If not, I guess censor this part out. The big green weenie.
I've never.
And this is when we say, I don't know. And he goes, oh, you know what that means, right?
The big green weenie, it's a weenie.
The firefighter Daigo.
Yeah, this is going to spiral into another story that frightens me in life.
But yes, I don't know. I enjoy firefighter Daigo.
So I actually like it too. But it's just I was disappointed in it.
What
you
more
wanted
fire?
it to
I
be
want
fire
more.
force.
You
She wanted them,
you want more fire?
to fight with fire.
Oh, with fire.
Like it's a story about firefighters, but it's not quite slice of life because they make it they make it feel so high pressure, high stakes, right? So you expect with the high stakes because like they make it seem like there are high stakes, but you just realize like. There are no high stakes. The high stakes are just regular fires.
That's pretty high stake.
Yeah.
Like they're just regular. Like
another Jesse. Before you get into another controversial service people quote from you about they're just fires.
No. Okay, listen. Firefighters are actually one of my favorite service people, so you can't say that.
You shouldn't even say your favorite. One of your favorite. You should just say all service people.
One of my favorite. The Pogues are the least.
There we go. It's the correct answer.
No, I'm just kidding.
She's not. It's okay.
Did not take this out of context. It's just, listen, I think baristas who supply my coffee are heroes. I'm not going to watch a show about baristas that make it seem like it's high stakes, but it's just coffee making.
Well,
but the high stakes is burning your hand on coffee
or
being burnt alive in a fire.
We're talking about being burnt alive, not being able to save someone who is burning alive.
See, it'd be different if like the high stakes feeling was during the actual saving, right? But it's not. It'll be them doing some kind of exercise, and we'll spend like 5 minutes talking about how like intense, like holding your. And I believe that training is hard, but it's like they make it seem like if you fall, like they will cut you up and like ship you to your parents. Like they make it seem like the training.
Yes, because they're not firefighters. They're not just firefighters. Jess. They are. It's like there's a difference between going to the army and then going to a special forces for the army training. You know what I mean?
No,
they are going to.
But
they are
what
trying.
Are the stakes in training?
Because they're already all normal firefighters. They are trying to become special firefighter, like a special division of firefighters in Japan that deal with the craziest,
like the worst of the worst,
the worst of the worst.
Yeah.
So everything there, they want you to feel the pressure because if you don't feel the pressure, you won't take it seriously, or you won't even be prepared for when you actually. Which is why they put you in that. They put them in the building where like everything's on fire.
I completely realize the real life application, but I don't watch anime for a real life application.
Oh my gosh!
Like I'm
We're
sorry.
Having another 86 moment.
Yeah.
And again, I prefaced it with I think it's good. It just didn't hit the peak that I wanted it to.
I think we're getting into it though, like because we're on what?
Then I'll take it off this list when the time comes.
6, 7. episode?
Well, I think we watched the first 3 episodes. So they just graduated.
Okay,
And
yeah.
the 2 of them are now on the same force together, and the girl is not there yet.
Okay.
But
Are you further than that?
No.
Oh.
I would say if you want to watch an anime about firefighters,
Watch
it's
Fire Force.
actually really good. No, don't watch Fire Force. Watch Fire Force if you want a great anime.
Yeah.
But if you want one that's about firefighters, Firefighter Daigo is a very good anime.
Yeah. I think it's great.
I think it's good. But the thing is, I agree. It can be people's like, it can be boring to people, right?
Yeah.
If you're not into that, like it is like watching like it's a real dude anime. Like
Yeah.
that's what I'll say.
It's like
Maybe that's
Baki.
why. Maybe that's
Yeah.
why.
It's like Baki.
Speaking of Baki, the next one is are they not the same? Okay, you're giving me a look like they're not the same.
What next Baki? It's over.
Is Berserk and Baki not the same?
It's
No.
Berserk of Gluttony.
Berserk of Gluttony.
And it's not Baki.
Yeah.
They give off such similar vibes.
They don't.
no.
They don't.
There's a
No.
chance I've
They-
never even seen Berserk in my life. Like not even
Yeah,
like a cover
I don't
photo.
think you have.
I mean, can
Yeah.
you pull up a picture for me? Oh, you
Yeah.
can talk about why that was disappointing for you.
Okay, like, but wait, which part? That you compared it to Baki? No. Berserk of Gluttony, it sucks because like I already went into it thinking it was gonna be like a mid anime, right? And then it started off so hot, and I'm like, oh, so
Here
it
you go, Jess.
surpassed what I was expecting, right?
Is this a Fate spinoff? Is that
Is it
Saber?
No, it looks a lot like her though, huh?
Yeah.
And it's funny because she's actually a knight that specializes in sword wielding, but
To be fair, like that outfit is just a standard girl knight outfit. It's not like
Yeah.
it's hard to say like they copied anything. It's just very
it's
standard,
like generic,
you know.
very
Yeah.
generic, yeah.
Yeah.
But it started off so hot, right? And I loved it. And then episode 5 came out, and I'm like, again,
Yeah.
episode 6, again, okay. And I'm like, all right, oh, I'm done, because pretty much so in this realm, right? You essentially have like your holy knights and like your regular people. The only ways that you have to have like the ability Holy Light to become
Okay.
a holy knight. This guy's ability is Gluttony, which he just took in the fact he's always going to be hungry. So like half the first episode, his stomach's just growling until he unalives somebody, and then
Oh, and he takes
then
their
that-
power.
Yeah.
So I have heard of it.
yeah, takes their power, and then but that only works temporarily. So he has to keep taking people's stats.
Oh.
And then his sword is also I forget what they're called. They're like the immoral abilities or paths or whatever. His sword can talk, and it's called greed. So for him to power up his sword, he has to give up his stats and his levels for it to get powered up.
Does that power up of the sword last forever or
Yeah.
also temporary?
No,
Okay.
the sword lasts forever, and every time he wants to use like a special ability, he has to give up like 10 to 20% of his stats
Interesting.
every single time.
Okay.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah, and like the concept was really cool, actually.
Yeah.
It is dark, and it like I love dark themes because it was touching on points that like I actually really liked, and then it just got so redundant with the exact same risks. Then I'm like, okay, so you went from
Yeah.
me expecting you to be mid for you. I'm like, dude, this actually might be an S anime down to like
A B, C maybe.
a C.
Oh wow.
Oh, wow.
That's rough.
You know,
Yeah.
so it
Yeah.
it really played with my emotions in a bad way.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm.
so it's just, and the thing is, and like the reason why I thought it was gonna be mid because like the synopsis was kind of mid,
Yeah.
and the animation was mid, but that's why I was so like, you guys need to watch it now. I'm like, you guys can take your time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, now we have our most controversial opinion.
Yes. Spy Family.
Not controversial in my opinion, but it's okay.
Like for me, so here's my problem with Spy Family. It's just
The same thing.
it's the same thing over and over. You no longer really get to see, like you got to see Yor do her thing like once this season, right? Which is cool. But like when it first started off, you were kind of expecting to have more dynamic with like Yor being like the assassin she is, plus Lloyd Forager being the spy that he is, and Anya doing like her whole like pretend stuff in her head, but also helping at the same time, right? Because she has two different times.
Yeah.
Like she has parts where she's actually helpful, and parts where she just overthinks things way too much. But realistically, all you have is Anya and Lloyd, and this badass character that we got that doesn't lose her badassness, just like they took away her ability to shine, is like Yor, right? Like we don't really get enough of her actually doing important things. But beyond that, I don't know. It just seems redundant. Like it like, okay, this is how it's going to go every time. Something's going to happen at school. It's going to seem like things are going bad, and something else, and it turns to be good.
Yeah, like,
You know?
I feel like there has been no development on anybody at all this season.
For me, it's like the opposite of Buddy Daddies, where Buddy Daddies starts off weak, but it needs to.
Yeah.
You know, because they have to build up that relationship. And then there's actual stakes. And like here, they start off with the biggest stakes in the world, which is like, if they don't stop this, the world's going to end. And like the stakes still there. But like, how slow are they moving on these stakes? You know what I mean? Which I guess like it's supposed to be like a bigger thing that you can't rush into. But like, I don't know. Like
I haven't seen the progress in it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It doesn't do enough. And Jess said like that there's some issues with how the anime adapted it from the manga.
Well, okay. Well,
I haven't read the manga. So
I am thoroughly enjoying Spy X Family, actually. So I
Really?
don't lump me in with you guys. So here's the thing. Yes, there are no stakes at all. Not even a little semblance of a stake. And they don't really pretend, in my opinion, to have stakes. It's kind of like Detective Conan.
But they
Are
do.
there
But they do
stakes?
pretend to have stakes.
Yeah, he's been drugged by a company that wants to now off him. That is huge stakes. That's in the background of every Detective Conan episode, you know? But it's like, are they really stakes when you're at episode like chapter
1,000
like
episodes.
762, and
Yeah.
it's like you're just solving yet another case. For me, it's a slice of life that is very pleasant and like not like it doesn't cause me any anxiety. It's like Sudene. Like there's no stakes, and therefore I am at peace watching it. It's a
So-
casual
But the thing
watch.
about Sudene is like there's no stakes, but there shouldn't be. This is like there's no stakes, but there really should be.
But
Yeah,
I think
they're
it is
spies.
a perspective. Like I really enjoy it because sometimes I don't want to be anxious.
Yeah.
I don't want to be at the edge of my seat.
why don't you like Firefighter Dago?
That one makes me anxious for no reason. Like they pretend like there's like, or the music and everything, there's like such high stakes feeling. That makes me anxious. But like for no reason, in my opinion.
It's training. It's supposed to make you
Yeah, it's
anxious.
whatever.
My
But
problem is
Spy X Family, like it doesn't make me anxious. Like I am completely at peace when I'm watching it. That being said, there are some minor inconsistencies. Like for example, I read a very, very small amount of the manga. Before any of the stuff that we see now, there's like a whole like thing about like Yor meets the ambassador guy's wife,
Okay.
who actually takes a liking to her, and they become really close friends. And Lloyd finds out, and he's like, oh my gosh, maybe I can use this as a plan, as like a backup plan, instead of using Anya, right? Like, you know, to use that as his in, because he just needs to get in front of him, right? And so that does move the plot slightly, right? They don't really, I haven't read much past this, so I don't know, like, if and when he starts acting on it, but I do know that was supposed to happen before all the episodes that are out currently. And I also know that it would have been a very Yor-centric episode, which you're right, we have been missing, and I do love Yor, so I do wish we had more of her.
I think my problem with Spy Family is how good was Spy Family like the first 5 episodes when it came out?
Really good.
It was an S tier show.
Yeah.
How did you feel about it by the end of season 1?
I still liked it.
Was it an S tier show?
No.
Hard to remember.
Which is why it's so disappointing.
If it's hard to remember, it's not good.
Yeah.
I
you
felt
had-
like I liked it.
You had some good episodes, and then like the last 3, like they might as well have just been filler.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't remember what the last episodes were, but I remember enjoying it.
It was about like her going shopping with her friend.
Oh, yeah, but again, like no high stakes, relaxing.
I
Yeah,
don't,
but they're
I don't
spies.
want that.
They're spies.
I get you don't want that, but that's what it is.
Like, but the thing is, they were able to have no high stakes before and still make it compelling. Like when Lloyd did all that stuff, like even the family moments were sweeter before. Like when Lloyd went through all that trouble to pretend to be like a Bond man, you know, for Anya, and like storm the castle and everything for her. That was sweet.
I really also like the tennis episode.
And now it's just like Anya's like,
I feel like
oh my goodness,
their family dynamic is very cold right now.
it's just nothing.
I think we're seeing too much of Anya with friends and not enough of Anya with family. And
Yeah.
I actually, you know, one of the episodes you haven't seen yet includes like Yor's brother. And that one's a little more Yor centric.
Yeah. Well, that's another problem, right? Is like, I feel like, I don't know. Spy Family could be summed up as a good show that could have been great.
Okay.
Because, like, even like the whole concept of Yor's brother could be included way more often.
Yeah.
Right?
I feel the way about Spy X Family as you do about Firefighter Daigo. Like, I get why you don't like Spy X Family, but I think it's because you're looking at it with the wrong lens, and
Well, no.
I thoroughly like it. And that's the same thing. Like, you like it, I don't, but that's because you think I'm watching the show with the wrong lens.
No, because, yes, you are.
Yeah, 'cause
So
you-
you're
Same thing.
you're looking at it for a slice of life, which it is.
Or a
No,
shonen.
no, no,
I don't
no,
get
no.
either.
No, you're looking at it as a slice of life, which it is, but you're looking and you're saying, I like that there's no stakes. As where before, the way it started off is, this is a slice of life, but it's 100% about the dichotomy, right? Where both, like, from everyone's emotions to how they play different people to how, you know, on the outside everything seems to be fine, but yet it's not. You know, even her brother seems to be one way, but is actually this other way that like, beyond what happens if he finds out about Lloyd, what happens if he finds out about Yor? Or what happens if Yor finds out about him, right? Like, and then that all just disappeared.
Well, okay, I get what you're saying. Like, it could be better. Spy X
Yeah.
Family as a show could be better.
The pacing's just bad.
That being said, like, I never wanted it to be like that. And I think maybe that's why I'm happy.
I think my problem is that Buddy Daddies is 500 times a better anime than Spy
I would
Family.
have to
I
agree,
get where you're
though.
coming from, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, those are our 4 animes that we were disappointed for fall of 2023. If we forgot any or you very, very much disagree with our opinions, feel free to write it in the comments and maybe we'll
argue back with you.
okay. All right, bye.